Hello, and welcome to Joellen's Kitchen, where we make Pennsylvania Dutch dishes. I have to tell you, this is July, and July is the last month for rhubarb. So I was out and cut my rhubarb stalk down, except for 3 leaves that look new. I don't know, I might get a little more, but I got 6 cups. It's the ruby red rhubarb, and you cut it into like 1/2 to 1 inch pieces. And you need 6 cups today. What we're going to make is a rhubarb crisp. You don't always feel like a lot of dough, especially in the summer. You want the rhubarb, the fruit, and the vitamins that are in it, but you don't want all that dough. So a rhubarb crisp is a delightful alternative. Again, we're going to start with our 6 cups of chopped rhubarb. And in here I have 3/4 of a cup of sugar. I'm just going to use this to add a few ingredients here. I would like to add a 1/4 cup of cornstarch into that. Because I want it to go evenly throughout the rhubarb. And I'm just going to mix that a little bit before I put it into the rhubarb. I'm also going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. And a tablespoon of either lemon or lime juice. I'm using lime today. And we're going to stir that up. And we're going to add it to our rhubarb. And then we're just going to gently tumble that flour around the rhubarb. And again, that little bit of cornstarch will keep it from getting too soupy. But this is going to bake on roughly 375 for about 45 minutes till it gets done. We want that rhubarb good and tender and done, but again, we don't want it so soupy that we have to worry about it dripping all over. That's why we're coating it in the sugar with just a little bit of cornstarch. Okay, that should do that. So we're going to set this aside. And now we're going to make the crumbled topping. What I have here is 3/4 of a cup of oats, a block, if you will, a stick of margarine, which is 8 tablespoons. I have a 1/4 cup of granulated sugar and a 1/4 cup of brown sugar, as well as 1/2 cup of flour. I like the oats in mine to give it that little bit of crunch. So I'm going to put in my oats and my flour and my granulated sugar, as well as my brown sugar. And then the butter you can do one of 2 ways. You can just work it in with your hands, or you can melt it a little bit and stir it together. I'm going to melt mine today. While I'm softening my butter in the microwave, I'm going to spray my 8-inch square pan with Pam. I like to do that so I can get everything out really easily. I didn't completely melt my butter, but it's somewhat melted and it's soft the rest of it. So I'm going to put that in, then I can mix it pretty easily. Grab my spatula here. And as you can see, it'll mix up real nicely. Oh boy. And it's going to get crumbly, and that's exactly what you want. This is not a smooth batter cake type thing. It's a crumble mix for the top. That is how we make the crisp. Oh boy, that looks great. We're going to put the rhubarb mixture into our baking pan. It's going to get pretty full looking here. That's okay. First of all, we're going to make sure that's evenly spread out. And then we're going to add the crumbles evenly across the top as we can. It won't be perfect, but it will be just fine. Okay, we are ready to bake this. Let's put it in the oven, and it's going to smell so good. I'll move my oats so you can see what's going on in the background. I have an old-fashioned cook stove. I have to fire it up. I'm turning on my gas lever, opening the door down below the oven, get that lit, turn on the gas, and there we go. Okay. Now, if you have an electric stove, you're obviously going to have to preheat the oven. With my gas stove, it's rather small, and it is hot almost instantly, so I don't waste that gas. We'll be back to try it out. Thanks for joining me. Okay, it's time to check our rhubarb crisp. Ooh. It's done. All right, looks lovely. Nice and golden brown. You really should leave it cool a bit, but I'm going to be brave because we're going to add some ice cream to it and cool it down. And I'm going to cut a little corner out of here just so we can taste it together. Of course, it'll get thicker on the bottom as it cools as well. Oh, but that doesn't look bad at all. It actually looks very good. Oh boy. All right, this might be a little bit hard. Oh, it's not so bad. And we're going to get a nice round scoop of vanilla ice cream to put on top, and we're going to try this out. Oh my goodness, is that ever good? I hope you'll try it.